Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Japanese Market Plus. Japan has finally entered the rainy season, Suyu. Some of you might be wondering, what is that exactly? So let me give you a quick rundown. Suyu is a unique Japanese climate phenomenon. It occurs when two massive air masses, the cool Okhotsk Sea air from the north and the warm, humid air from around the Ogasawara Islands, collide and stall over Japan, leading to prolonged rainfall. Now, even during this season, some fascinating developments have popped up at Japanese companies. One that really caught our attention is a venture called iSpace. If you find this channel interesting, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. Alright, let's get started. Opening, contrasting achievements and setbacks. Did you know there's a Japanese company that delivers cargo to the moon? That company is iSpace, a private enterprise with just a few dozen team members. To date, they've launched 10 missions, and 8 were successful. Successful liftoff, Earth orbit insertion, deep space communication, solar power deployment, thermal control operations, lunar orbital insertion, attitude control, initiation of descent toward the lunar surface. But the last two steps, soft landing on the moon and confirming communication, didn't work out. They tried once in 2023 and again on June 6, 2025, but both attempts ended in failure. The turning point, a story unfolds. Communication cut off at 4:17 a.m. Japan time. The lander, Resilience, reached lunar proximity, but failed to land. So does that mean it's all over? No way. This is actually just the beginning of the real iSpace story. Origin, HAKUTO and the GLXP. Before iSpace, there was HAKUTO, a moon landing team. They competed in the global Google Lunar XPRIZE challenge. Though they didn't reach the moon, they impressed the judges with their design, engineering, and control systems, winning a $500,000 milestone award. Their rover prototype, SORATO, now resides permanently in the Smithsonian's National Air and Space Museum in Washington, D.C. That moment proved, Japanese space tech can compete and be recognized. Founder's vision and the birth of iSpace. The person behind HAKUTO, Takeshi Hakamada, grew up inspired by Star Wars, studied aerospace engineering, and even worked as a consultant, until he couldn't let go of his childhood dream. He connected with Professor Kazuya Yoshida of Tohoku University, an expert in lunar rovers. Together, in 2010, they founded iSpace, united by a single vision: making the moon habitable for humans. Vision: a future where people live on the moon. Their vision is nothing short of bold. By 2040, have 1,000 residents on the moon and 10,000 visitors yearly. But it's not just wishful thinking. They plan to pump lunar water for fuel, lower logistics costs, and build infrastructure on site, turning the moon into a strategic base for human expansion. And iSpace is here to build that foundation. Business model explained. Space might sound like a fantasy, but iSpace follows solid business logic. Their 3 core services: 1. Payload delivery, transporting customer equipment or rovers to the moon. 2. Data and survey services, selling lunar terrain, thermal, and water resource data. 3. Resource utilization technology, licensing solutions to convert lunar water into fuel. And down the road, they plan to handle lunar construction, communications, and even energy delivery, all part of a comprehensive lunar supply chain. Track record, sales and investor confidence. Let's look at the numbers. 2020, 300 million yen in sales, 1.6 billion yen in losses. 2023, over 2 billion yen, boosted by Mission 1 preparation. FY 2025, 4.74 billion yen in revenue, 9.79 billion yen in operating loss. Big losses might seem alarming, but this is textbook for long-term, capital-intensive ventures. They have substantial loans secured from Sumitomo Mitsui and Mizuho banks, and contracts lined up through future missions. Financial footing is solid. Failures are just checkpoints. Mission 1 failed back in 2023 due to faulty altitude sensors, ended in a hard crash. Mission 2 in 2025 also failed, even with ESA's rover aboard. But CEO Hakamada said, This isn't the end. It's data we use to improve. Their resolve is genuine, they're not giving up. Technical edge and global reach. Space's advantage: they build like a private sector Toyota, but for space, lightweight lunar landers via 3D printing. Cost savings through off-the-shelf components. Modular design for rapid, repeatable missions. They also operate from Luxembourg and the US, partnering with international space agencies. This is not just a Japanese company, but a global space contender. What's next? Lunar missions and beyond. The roadmap is clear. 2026, expeditions to the moon's far side, via Draper Laboratory, from 2027, launching NASA-targeted landers, Apex 1.0, by 2040, designing permanent lunar bases with commercial zones. They're basically drawing up blueprints for a lunar city, led by a startup, not a nation. How incredible is that? Yes, it sounds like a dream, but these people are turning it into real, hard-nosed business. They've failed twice, but the bigger question isn't whether they succeed or fail, it's whether they keep going. Remember the name, iSpace, turning the moon from a dream into a new human habitat. Next tamer. 3 timeless quotes from the father of Japanese capitalism, Eiichi Shibusawa. A spirit of altruism creates businesses that last. Shibusawa believed that a business driven solely by profit was shallow and unsustainable. In 1873, he founded the first National Bank of Japan, the country's first private bank. What made it revolutionary was that profits were not distributed purely for shareholder gain, but rather reinvested into society and infrastructure. Later, he helped establish companies like Tokyo Gas, Tokyo Stock Exchange, and Oji Paper, always emphasizing public benefit. Many of these companies still exist today, proving his belief: businesses rooted in altruism endure. Without ethics, business is a crime. But without business, ethics are just a dream. In 1909, Shibusawa traveled to the United States as a representative of Japan's business world and gave a lecture in New York. His idea that morality and economy must go hand in hand struck a chord with many. One of the attendees, John D. Rockefeller Sr. himself. Though retired, Rockefeller was reportedly impressed by Shibusawa's call for ethical capitalism, a concept far ahead of its time. It was said that Rockefeller believed this principle would eventually become a global standard in business. Let ability, not birth, determine one's place in society. Shibusawa was born into a farming family, considered the lowest class under Japan's strict social hierarchy of the time. He originally supported the anti-government movement, but later joined the Tokugawa shogunate and traveled to Europe with Tokugawa Akatake. There, he saw firsthand how Western societies valued ability over social class. After returning to Japan during its modernization, he shifted his focus to industry, helping establish over 500 companies and advocating for a merit-based society. He often promoted talent regardless of background, setting a precedent for a more equal and dynamic economy. This time, we introduced a Japanese startup taking on the extraordinary world of space using cutting-edge technology, alongside the philosophy of none other than the father of capitalism. Moving forward, we'll continue to bring you the latest updates on Japanese publicly listed companies, uncover the secrets behind outstanding businesses, and share insights and golden quotes from legendary founders and top executives. To help more people get interested in Japan, we'll also dive into Japanese culture, urban legends, travel spots, amazing food, you name it. So, if you're thinking about traveling to Japan, keep watching, we've got you covered. One last thing, this channel is not intended to promote investment. If you find a company here that interests you, and you're thinking about investing, do your own research and make decisions at your own risk. And now, really, this is the final message. If you enjoyed this episode and want to see more, please hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. See you in the next video.